Last week we had our Jesus Day, did we not? And at one point during the Jesus Day, I was telling one of the groups that I had received my first communion 60 years ago this month. They didn't seem terribly interested, but afterwards, one of the young ladies came up to me and said, 16 years ago, that's so long. I had been alive 52 years at that point. But I think a lot of us remember our first communion. Let's ask, how many of you remember your first communions? Look at that, all of you who are doing this today. You will remember this the rest of your life. And they're wonderful things that you will remember. You'll remember what happened, who was next to you. You'll probably remember your party and all of that. But the most important thing you get to remember is that this is the first time you get to receive Jesus in the Holy Eucharist. All these years of putting your hands like this and getting a blessing during the communion time, now you get to actually receive Jesus. What an extremely wonderful thing. And you know what Jesus is telling you today in our gospel? He's telling you three really important things that he wants you to remember. First, Jesus says, I have chosen you. That means you are so important to him that whoever you are and whatever you do, you are very, very, very important to Jesus. I have chosen you. And then he even goes further and he says, I have called you my friends. And so that in a new way, you have a friendship with Jesus so that you can be close to him and he can be very close to you. But there's one more thing that is over it all. He says, I love you. It's wonderful to know when someone loves us. It's wonderful to know that Jesus loves you so much that he wants to share himself with you. Because when we love somebody, we want to share with them. And what's the best thing Jesus can share with us? Himself. So Jesus shares himself. And so that these three words are really important today. Chosen, friends, love. Jesus is offering all of this to all of us today, but in a special way to those who are making their first communion. Let us thank God for such a loving, loving person in our lives like Jesus, who gives himself to us, who chooses us for important things, who wants to be friends with us, and who loves us no matter what. We can remember that from this day.